It is the 7th day of the 7th month of 2023. A very good evening to you and welcome to Friday. To topics just for you. Tonight, Azimio Brigade says it is back to weekly protests from Wednesday.
Mapambano bado itaendelea na wiki ijayo bila imetangazwa hapa na Bwana Wandai, tutakuwa tena uwanjani siku ya Jumatano.
With Odinga now claiming that his life is in danger. Even as the coalition is in a signature collection drive to institute the president's removal from office.
Here to say that we will not allow the Ruto regime to urinate on us.
Also tonight, 3 people left with serious gunshot wounds in Kisii after Azimio protests turned chaotic.
And also, they wanted to get access into KCB Bank, but also we managed to repulse. Some of them were injured during the altercations, and we managed to arrest more than 20 protesters.
Many more injured as police disrupt the protesters countrywide. Plus, 1 person killed, 2 others injured after suspected armed bandits raided a Ran village in Elgeyo Machakos County.
Kapikwa risasi ya kwanza kichwa kutoka nyuma ambayo ilipasua ling'oa ngozi yote nje, na wakapika risasi ya pili on target, wakapika risasi ya pili hapa.
It is 9 p.m. East African time. Welcome to the bulletin. Roda Nyamai is on the sign language docket. I'm used to it. Stanley Nyuringita. You can always talk to us on our socials. Now, NAK Kenya leader Martha Karua kicked off a plan by Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition to kick President William Ruto out of office by collecting signatures of Kenyans in support of the plan. Azimio co-principal Kalonzo Musyoka leading the same in Machakos alongside other Azimio leaders in other areas. This even as demonstrations took place in several parts of the country, leading to several arrests, injuries and destruction of property. Paul Kirobe begins our bulletin tonight.
As Kenya witnessed the promised maandamano, NAK Kenya party leader Martha Karua urged Kenyans to sign a petition to remove President William Ruto from office. Karua blaming President William Ruto's government of heavy taxation and responsibility over the high cost of living.
Viongozi waitwe, hata kama si watu wote, viongozi kutoka kaunti zote. Ndivyo nimwambie sitakuja kupanga maandamano Kirinyaga. Muko. Hiyo itakuwa ni kazi yenu. Kwa hivyo I've come to commission you. Mujitawale, mupange mipango yote. Ile usaidizi mtataka wa maono, mukija kuwekelewa na kushikwa na polisi, mimi ni wakili.
Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka at the same time rallied residents of Machakos County to put their signatures to the petition, citing poor leadership from President William Ruto, whom he accused of usurping the constitutional rights of Kenyans.
Wengine wamekubali wenyewe waliwanunua. Hebu imagine, kiongozi akisimama na kusema tulinunua watu. Na bado huyo ni kiongozi. Yani ufisadi umekuwa official. Haiwezekani. Tumesema la. Wangapi wanasema tumekataa utawala wa aina hiyo?
Meanwhile, maandamano was witnessed in Raila Odinga's political backyard of Siaya County. The demonstrators who had converged at Ahindi Gardens in town's central business district, led by a Lagos Songa member of parliament Samuel Atandi and a host of members of the county assembly, took to the streets chanting anti-government slogans. Addressing the demonstrators later, Atandi called on President William Ruto to begin the process of repealing the Finance Act 2023, which he termed as punitive.
Also here, to announce that as the people of Siaya, we are declaring that we are opposed to the Finance Act 2023 and we call upon the Ruto regime to immediately begin the process of repealing this law so that we can have taxes that our people can be able to afford.
Na kama itabidi tupige sahihi aende nyumbani tutapiga. Manaka tutakufa njaa. Sababu yake maana tunamuonya tutakuwa kwa barabara usiku na mchana mpaka aende nyumbani.
Business was at a standstill in Turkana County after demonstrators staged protests in what they term as poor leadership led by President William Ruto. At least 3 people were arrested by police officers following the demos.
Polisi wanakuja wanaingilia katikati, wanashika vijana wetu, na tunajua kwamba vijana wetu wameshikwa bure kwa sababu ya kutetea haki ya binadamu, haki ya mwananchi. Sisi wananchi wa Turkana tunalia ndio sababu tunaongea, tunasema kwamba gharama ya maisha iko juu.
Paul Kirobi, TV47.
Right, and still on matters Sabasaba demos, tonight the Azimio Coalition has announced another demonstration on Wednesday next week in the opposition's renewed onslaught against President William Ruto's regime until the grievances on the Finance Act and the Electoral Commission are addressed. This after a day of running battles in the nation's capital after police frustrated the opposition's march from Kamukunji grounds to Central Park. Odinga has termed today's protests as resounding. Apollo Kamau reports.
Nairobi Central Business District was turned into a theatre of chaos after police and Azimio supporters clashed in the opposition's push to march to Central Park from Kamukunji grounds. It started off as a seemingly peaceful rally at the historic Kamukunji grounds, where Azimio coalition leader Raila Odinga launched the 10 million signature collection exercise, which he says will change into a referendum to remove President William Ruto from power. However, it quickly turned into tears as police frustrated their march from Kamukunji in a game of hide and seek through Gikomba Market and eventually in the city streets. Odinga's motorcade with his supporters in tow later joined Kenyatta Avenue, where police were waiting for them, blocking any advancement to Central Park on Uhuru Highway. In the end, an afternoon of running battles, smoke and tear gas left Azimio leaders and supporters counting losses, with Odinga's car sustaining damage, which opposition claims was caused by bullets.
I was with Baba in his vehicle, and we were actually confronted with live bullets. The same log policeman who did it to Baba the other day was on site.
Odinga praised his supporters countrywide for heeding to his call to hit the streets for an exercise he termed unsuccessful and peaceful. The veteran opposition leader warning the government to brace for more demos starting Wednesday next week.
Information that we have is that the protests are successful countrywide. In most of major towns, in almost most of the counties, there are people who turned up and expressed their displeasure at the way things are being done in our country. Therefore, we are very grateful to them, and we want them to stay tuned, because this is just but a beginning of a long struggle, which will end up, obviously, in victory for the people.
We're going to continue and come next week, the 12th of July 2023, that is Wednesday. We are going to have even more serious demonstrations across the country.
Odinga maintains his negative assessment of the Finance Act, which he says contains punitive taxes, further expressing opposition to the formation of a new IEBC by the Kenya Kwanza government, threatening to form an Azimio IEBC.
That they want to go ahead and form the commission on their own. I want to make it very clear that if they do so, that is going to be basically a Kenya Kwanza commission. And we will, as Azimio, also go ahead and form our own commission.
Despite Azimio supporters making a daring entry into Nairobi CBD, police stayed put, frustrating their efforts to enter into Central Park. But to Azimio, the day was a success. Apol Kamau, TV47 in Nairobi.
Thank you for that, Apollo Kamau. And not only in Nairobi, but also in other different parts of the country that we did see this particular protest. We'll be telling that in a short while. But first, in matters of security, sorrow engulfed residents of Tehran, Kiri Valley, after one of the youth was murdered in cold blood by bandits suspected to be from the neighboring Machakos County. Two other victims escaped with injuries. County Commander Julius Kiragu, via phone call, confirmed the incident, saying the investigations are being conducted and the culprits will be brought to book.
Sorrow and fear are the two emotions that describe what residents of Tehran feel. This is after 23-year-old Franklin Chebor was murdered in cold blood and two others sustained injuries after being attacked by armed bandits who were suspected to be from the neighboring Machakos County.
Watu walienda soko jana, kutoka soko jioni, kumbe waliwekwa ambush kwa njia. Kumbe wako tu ya road center.
Two shots were fired, instantly claiming the life of the deceased.
Chebor alipikwa risasi ya kwanza on a very close range. Kama amepita tu katikati ya daraja, akapikwa risasi ya kwanza kichwa kutoka nyuma, ambayo ilipasua ling'oa ngozi yote nje. Na wakapika risasi ya pili on target. Wakapika risasi ya pili hapa kwa shingo, ambayo ilipasua the entire brain hiko nje.
County Commander Julius Kiragu confirmed the incident via phone call, saying investigations will be conducted and culprits will be brought to book.
Tutaweza kupata ni kina nani walikuwa na kunywa, ni nini litokea pale, na bila shaka kuna wale watu ambao walikuwa na kwa hiyo kinywaji, na as I've said, kuna wawili ambao waliweza kusurvive. Kwa hivyo of course wataweza kusaidia identify wale watu ambao walipitana nao pande ile, kwa sababu bila shaka hii mpango labda ilipangwa baada ya hiyo ubishi ambayo ulikuwa the other side.
Residents want bandits to be hunted down and charged in court to stop the frequent attacks.
Na hii uwaji ya Marakwet imeanza kwa muda 2018, tukanyang'anywa ng'ombe 2019, 2022 ndugu yetu mwingine akauliwa, ng'ombe yetu ikachukuliwa. Last year, this year, February, mwingine akauliwa, ng'ombe ikachukuliwa.
They have cited laxity on the part of the authorities, calling on the president to intervene in order to determine the cause of all these attacks.
Serikali wenyewe wanaona kulikuwa na watu ambao imekuwa threat na maana security na washughulike. Sasa hata serikali wenyewe
Right, we do apologize for that particular sound hitch. Now, elsewhere, two managers of the Brown's Cheese Limited Company will remain in custody at the Tigoni police station pending the plea taken on Monday. The two quality assurance and human resource managers who arraigned at the Limuru Law Courts Friday are in custody over a viral incident in which the two allegedly conducted a strip search on female employees of the company to establish who was on their period. This was after a used sanitary towel was disposed of in the wrong bin. The incident triggering public uproar at the company premises and online. The managers have since been suspended by the company.
Your Honor, before you is
Vivian Okamakoko, a quality assurance manager, and Lydia Opodo, human resource manager at Brown's Cheese Company, appeared in court all covered up, a contrast to when they allegedly asked their female colleagues to uncover themselves for a thorough search on who was on their monthly periods, this for mistake of disposing a sanitary towel in the wrong bin.
Your Honor, I would affirm that we came from Nairobi and this place is extremely cold. I understand.
The investigating officers sought an extra 10 days to complete investigations, citing that they are a flight risk and also going by the public outcry seen on Thursday. Their safety would be at risk if released, but Senior Principal Magistrate Jared Migori had the final say.
The court shall therefore deliver a ruling on the application on the 10th of July, that's on Monday, at 2 p.m. In the meantime, both suspects will remain in custody at Tigoni police station.
Only the two were arraigned, even though 3 managers were arrested after it emerged that the third one was not involved in the accident. The incident attracted uproar from rights groups, wananchi and professional bodies, with the Institute of Human Resource Management IHRM condemning the act in a statement to newsrooms that read in part, "These bullying and harassment allegations violate, among other laws, the Constitution of Kenya 2010, the Employment Act 2007, the Labour Relations Act 2007, the Sexual Offences Act 2006, the National Employment Policy, the Human Resource Management Professionals Act 2012, and the Human Resource Management Professionals Code of Conduct and Ethics, all of which outlaw bullying and sexual harassment in workplaces." IHRM has promised to thoroughly investigate the incident in conjunction with the Ministry of Labour and Social Protection and other relevant agencies, and to ensure appropriate disciplinary action taken for those found capable.
And from Limuru, let me take you to Machakos County, and it appears that thousands of workers in the county government lack the relative official documents required to serve in their roles. This is according to a task force that was presented to Governor Wavinya Ndeti. The report has now revealed that 2,889 county workers lack academic transcripts, 1,378 lack confirmation letters, while 376 have no academic certificates whatsoever. Another key point is that the report is the revelation of an aging workforce, with 1,349 workers aged between 50 to 59 years old. On her part, Governor Wavinya Ndeti has vowed to crack a whip on all unqualified staff working in the county. The task force was commissioned in November 2022 to oversee Machakos County operations.
It was also established that the county government, as of November 2022, had a total of 6,321 staff in post, spread across the departments, who are not optimally placed. The task force verified 6,150 employees, while 186 employees were not verified.
Ukienda unaenda huko behind my back, behind nini, unaenda unaongeza watu. Ukiongeza hao watu wanamaanisha lazima wafanye nini? Walipwe. Mimi nikipata mtu ako na ukora, utaenda nyumbani, unipeleke kotini, tutashinda kotini. I don't care and I'll prove myself. Na wewe nikwambia kama uko na fake document, kuja mapema uniambie document yako ni fake. Wale hawakuja kwa nini when you are taking biometrics, hao wote nilisema watolewe katika payroll.
And the three people accused in the case of baby Junior Sagini, whose eyes were gouged out in Kisii County, have been found guilty of causing grievous bodily harm to the minor. Alex Oshogo, Raila Nyakirario and Pacifica Nyakerio will know the fate on the 21st of July, which is when Senior Resident Magistrate Christine Ogweno set the sentencing ruling. As a result of the actions of the three who are baby Sagini's relatives, the minor remains totally blind.
July had been set as the deadline for the completion of baby Sagini's case, an incident that shocked the nation on the 13th of December 2022. The then 3-year-old boy was found in a plantation near his home with his eyes gouged out. At the heart of this case were three suspects: Sagini's grandmother Pacifica Nyakirairo, his cousin Alex Oshogo, and his aunt Raila Nyakirairo.
I am satisfied that the prosecution has proved beyond reasonable doubt the charges against the first, the second, and the third accused persons.
The magistrate revealed that the main suspect, Alex Oshogo, committed the offense and confessed to his mother before they assisted in concealing the act.
Going by this evidence, the two only became aware of the commission of the offense after it was completed by the first accused person.
Ogweno further saying that they were equally guilty of committing and assisting in committing of the offense.
Section 20, subsection 1C, on the other hand, provides that every person who aids or abets another in committing the offense is deemed to have taken part in committing the offense and to be guilty of the offense and may be charged with actually committing it.
The sentencing of this case has been set for the 21st of this month.
I will come back for sentence hearing on 21st of July this year at 10 a.m. The victim, together with the victim's caregiver, may attend proceedings if they so elect.
The case began in December 2022 and had up to 6 witnesses lined up by the prosecution. Nelly Lusigi, TV 47.
And meanwhile, Mount Kenya University's Special Needs Association has today marked the 3rd annual Disability Awareness and Sensitization Day at the main campus in Thika, with an aim of building bridges for disability adaptations in the society.
Speaking during their annual Disability Awareness and Sensitization Day in MKU, members of the Mount Kenya University Special Needs Association have expressed their satisfaction with the university's inclusion and welfare efforts towards them, further stating their belief that they are able to compete fairly with their colleagues due to the availability of necessary learning aids that have made their stay in the institution favorable.
We have been given the first priority to register, and we are given a platform whereby we can follow up our cards and units wherever it has not been stabled well.
To ensure the issues of students who are able differently are addressed on time, Dr. Sarah Kimori, the coordinator of the association, has noted that the association has enjoyed a continuous help from the administration that has kept their activities running.
We have been supported by the university management, and we have seen generally there is an attitude of willingness to bring a change on how persons enabled differently are accommodated.
On her side, Mount Kenya University co-founder Dr. Jen Nyotu has assured the group of relentless support in promoting a discrimination-free environment for the students in the institution.
You are included. There is that equality. You feel you are like any other students as you walk around. We are glad that our floors are good, and whatever is remaining, we promise to do a lot.
In his clarion call to the government, Dr. Samuel Kabu, a member of the United Nations Committee on the Rights of Persons Living with Disabilities, has noted that there is need for inclusivity and amendment of existing laws so as to allow people living with a disability to participate fully in activities like leadership. Jackson Chacha, TV 47.
Thank you, Chacha, for that. Now, let's talk Biashara matters. And Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua says implementation of some clauses in the Tea Act had given room for loopholes that have been manipulated at the expense of tea farmers. To end this, the DP announced that any adjustments to tea reforms and policies must be farmer-centric. This even as he admitted that drastic changes in policies and poor implementation of the same has led to large losses and loss of opportunities for farmers. He spoke in Kericho during a conference with tea industry stakeholders, which entered its second day today.
Smallholder farmers produce almost 300 million kilos of tea per annum, but benefit the least from tea sales. The tea value chain, which mainly focuses on sustaining the end product value addition aspect, has sidelined small-scale farmers, limiting them to the smallest margins of the profit.
Anytime you make profit, you make sure you develop a new project to absorb the new profit instead of taking it to the farmer. Yeah? And commissions and all that.
We will work together to ensure that we bring down the cost of production so that everybody in the value chain, from the farmer, the producer, the brokers, and the buyers, can really make their reasonable margins, and we all have a win-win situation.
While addressing tea sector stakeholders in Kericho, the Deputy President said implementation of some clauses in the Tea Act has given room for unscrupulous middlemen who make 100% profits at the expense of farmers.
The small-scale farmers were left on their own.
All these costs accrue and they are subtracted, and by the time we are paying the farmer, we've done our arithmetic. We don't lose as producers. We basically do our arithmetic, ile kidogo inabaki tunapea farmer.
In addition, farmers will now be the main beneficiaries of production cuts directed at factories, which will reflect in the earnings per kilo. Mariam Munjal, TV47.
And over 400,000 Kenyans are already subscribed to 5G network in the country, 9 months after it was first launched in the country. The Cabinet Secretary for the Ministry of Information, Communication and the Digital Economy, Eliud Owalo, says the network, which is 10 times faster than its predecessor, is already available in 21 counties. 4G network is still dominant with 21 million subscribers, with 3G users standing at 10 million. Airtel Kenya now joins Safaricom as the only 5G network providers, with the main 5G zones based in highly populated areas like marketplaces and the central business districts.
The 5G network, ladies and gentlemen, is opening up limitless possibilities and opportunities on the internet for Kenya's tech-savvy population, more so the youth and especially other segments of the Kenyan economy which leverage on internet connectivity.
Innovation has no limits, but most importantly here this evening, that Kenya can stand tall as a global digital powerhouse. This new era of progress in connectivity will accelerate. The starting point of that great journey is
All right, and we definitely, hope to see how all that will be playing along. Personally, I still don't have the whole 5G, but it is, interesting to see how all that will be. Now, 3 people are now fighting for their lives at a private hospital in Kisii town after being shot during the Sabasaba protests in Kisii town. 2 others sustained serious injuries after encounters with riot police.
These were the scenes seen from Sabasaba Day Maandamano protests in Kisii town. Events that led to the shooting of 3 who are now suffering gunshot wounds and receiving treatment at Hema Hospital after being rushed for emergency medication. Dr. Cosmas Otondi said one of the patients had a bullet which went in and exited through the bowels, necessitating a surgical operation, and describing his condition as critical. Others, he said, had the bullets removed through surgery as the process of stabilizing them continued.
So today we happen to receive 4 patients who are casualties of the mass protests. 3 of them had gunshot wounds, and 1 of them fracture of the ankle joint. One of the patients is in critical condition due to massive blood loss. The other 3 are currently stable. We've been able to investigate all the patients, and they're undergoing treatment.
Boniface Ongeria, a pastor, was beaten and assaulted by the police officers.
Nilikuwa hapo kwa kibanda nikiendelea kusoma Biblia, hata mnaweza enda huko muangalie, mpiga hata picha Biblia yangu nimeweka hapo. Suddenly nimeona watu wakikimbia. Watu wanakimbia, wamekimbia hiyo street mahali ninauzia hapo kwa samaki. Sasa mimi nimepata nikaona watu wanakimbia, nikaona vitu zangu zinaweza bebwa. Sasa vile ninafunga mlango yangu, suddenly askari wanafika, wako wengi. Askari mmoja anasema tumshoot. Mimi nawaambia mimi ni mchungaji, mimi ninafunga kibanda yangu maana watu wamekuwa wengi wanaweza niibia. wanasema wacha tumshoot. Sasa mimi hapo ninaona wananiangukia mavimbo. Mmoja anasema tumsamee, wacha tumvunje tumsamee. Sasa mimi ninaangukiwa mavimbo.
Lawrence Otieno, another victim who had gone to refill his vehicle and turned away, parked the vehicle and started walking along the street when riot police suddenly appeared, pushed him into a corridor and started assaulting him.
Tumekuja kufuel gari hapa Rubis, former Kobil. Kufika pale ni tumacha gari pale, tukiteremka chini. Kufika hapa National Housing, hiyo ghorofa National Housing. Maskari imepata maskari hapo wana maandamano. Kufika pale wakanichukua.
The three with gunshot wounds could not speak. Justice to be served. Joy Chemutai, TV 47.
On that note, to take a short break, remember you're watching Friday. Stick around.